All right, welcome to the Digital Social Hour. I'm here with my co-host Wayne Lewis.
What up?
Ari Gold.
What's cracking?
And our guest today, Cooper Stirling.
It's actually Stirling Cooper. It's actually Stirling Cooper because my Instagram's backwards. It's a long story.
So
Whatever.
Stirling Cooper.
That's
Sterling
correct.
Cooper.
That's correct.
Stirling Cooper.
All right.
What up?
How you liking Vegas?
I like Vegas, but I used to work out here every now and then, so I like the city. I'm kind of used to it.
Okay, was that during your male escort days?
That was during my porn days.
damn.
My
Damn,
porn
Sean
days.
just dived right into it.
Yeah,
I didn't
bro.
know where to start with this.
Male
stuff.
escort
Bro,
days.
bro, you can ask me about anything you like, bro. I'm like an open book. So.
Okay.
Jesus.
So did you get into porn before the male escort days?
I was a straight male escort back in Australia. And that's how I actually kind of got into porn in the first
Okay.
place.
You had to clarify with the straight there.
I really have to clarify that shit because
What did you get into?
wealthy Chinese business ladies mostly.
For real?
On film?
No,
Or
this
they
is-
were fucking
Private
fronting
They
the
were
money.
paying me. They were paying me.
So
What the fuck?
wait,
Who was getting
So
paid?
so you
Can
were
I get
being
a contact?
escorted?
So hold on, my bad.
not live, but after.
Wait, so you were being like you were
Love
like a
Asians.
escort, a male escort,
Yeah, I was
Yep.
a companion.
a companion.
Yeah.
So y'all would meet and go straight, get
I'm
straight.
sure
you
no,
would
more
hang
like
out.
that.
You
You gotta
wine and
serenade
dine.
'em. Yeah.
You wine and dine them, but technically they're paying for the wining and dining.
Yeah,
Fuck
But it's
me,
like
I'm in the wrong
the boyfriend
business.
experience.
yeah.
That's what it's about.
So like, how many times a week were you having sex? Like, what was like
Oh
your
my
max?
God, you guys are so
What,
good
no,
to these
what,
fucking
no, what was
questions.
like the max times you had sex in 1 week?
I mean, honestly, like I didn't get into this stuff until I was in my late 20s, so I kind of paced myself. I wouldn't do
Yeah.
anything more than like 4 or 5 times a week.
Okay.
Oh, four,
That's
four,
pretty
five.
normal.
I've
That's not
capped
bad. Yeah,
myself
that's
for
normal.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's
it
not help
wasn't
me out. Where
like
did
crazy.
we-
So
how
you
did
never
we
like
get
took anything. You just worked out and just kept
For
saying.
the escorting stuff, yeah, it was mostly just like God-given talent. Then when I went into like porn, like you'd use like the little blue pill for like the super hard difficult scenes where it's just like one woman and there's like 10 dudes and you gotta like take your turn with like a vagina and you gotta
Yeah.
share that for like
Yeah.
a fucking hour.
Yikes.
Wow.
So that would be like, okay, this day's gonna be tough. I'll pop a little blue pill, and then on the other days, right, it's not so tough. You don't use that because then you're not relying on it. It's not a
Yeah.
crutch anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
You
You
don't
still
wanna
need to
become
use it
reliant.
as like a crutch.
yeah.
Okay, so wait, I want to know, how did you go from porn to kicking it with Andrew Tate? That's a jump.
Yeah, it's a bit of a jump, isn't it? So, well, I mean, obviously at the time him and his brother were doing webcam stuff, so
Sure.
we kind of had that in common.
Okay.
Actually, started off on Twitter. I actually got into a kind of a back and forth with Tristan Tate about like the European porn industry, and we
Sure.
disagreed on some stuff.
Yeah.
And then I had Tristan on my YouTube channel, and we turns out we were like Eskimo brothers.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So
That's
from,
not
like,
surprising.
That's a
actually.
bond.
Yeah, it wasn't
That's
really
a bond.
Yeah,
surprising.
yeah, it is for sure.
No, but
Yeah.
that's a bond that can never be broken.
Yeah, yeah, for
Most
sure.
men know because once you've shared a plate of fish with another man, you know how that fish acts. You know the tendencies. You can bond over the bullshit.
Yeah,
it's a
for
very
sure.
beautiful moment to share with
Yeah,
man. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, Jessica, yeah, oh my God, she hit you with this one,
right, for sure.
You know, but if you do that and then they don't know, it's like, oh, so you don't fuck so
These
good.
days, I try to avoid that completely.
So you always do you deny it? Like, nah, I don't know her, or you just kind of
No. Like if I see like a girl's following my friend on Instagram, I won't talk to her.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
we have me and my close group of friends have a very strict bro code
Whoa,
around that.
even
now.
if she just
we try to
follows?
completely avoid it.
I like that too. I'm just
Although
saying,
That's
but
a
the
very
same
rare,
girls will
that's
slide
a
in the-
rare code you
Bro,
you're
but
inviting to.
the same
Not
girls,
many men will do that.
the exact same girls will be sliding into all our DMs simultaneously.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's a buckshot.
I'm like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're trying to see which one they can snap.
yeah,
for
They're
sure.
trying to
I don't want to be.
penetrate.
I don't want to be a part of that.
It's
Like,
really
like-
more clout chasing, I feel like, these days.
You think
Definitely.
so?
You know?
Yeah.
Well, look at it this way. If the guy's hanging around Andrew Tate, who's got more eyes on him in the world?
Andrew
Uh,
Tate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're just even a side bitch in the background, just kind of
Yeah.
your head,
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
you know, oh my God, girl, that's Stephanie with Andrew Tate. Look at her.
Yeah.
and it's really obvious.
Wait,
It's
yeah.
really obvious
Yeah.
when you
You're
see
gonna
that.
know. You're
Right.
gonna know right off rip.
Do you think the Tates will get out of jail?
Yeah, they'll get out. Like they're not going to be charged with anything. The
I think
charges
it's
are baseless,
conspiracy.
man.
Yeah, I'm
Like
with
Yeah.
you.
that's the reason they're detaining them. They still haven't been charged. They've been sitting there for like what 3 months
60
now.
days. Yeah, at age 60.
They can keep them for like 6 months, really,
Oh,
without
damn.
charging them. So that's all they're doing. They're just detaining them. Not going to charge them. At the end of the day, they might try and like make something up so they can keep their watches in their cars.
Yeah.
But they're definitely not going to
That
jail
sucks.
over any of these allegations. They're all completely based.
So you help men perform better.
No, backtrack.
Oh, okay.
Tell him what
Ari's
the IG.
curious, man.
No, tell him what the IG handle is.
No.
Tell him what your IG handle is.
Oh, well, but my
The-
tag.
Yeah.
the world's best bedroom coach for me.
Yeah. So you help men get better in the bedroom.
Yeah, I help them beat the 4 horsemen of the dick apocalypse.
What the
What
fuck
the
is that?
The 4 horsemen of the dick apocalypse.
The 4 horsemen of the dick apocalypse.
Someone break out a notepad.
Right.
I know somebody about to go to school right now.
What are the
What
4
are they?
horsemen of the dick apocalypse?
Okay,
What is that?
erectile dysfunction,
Okay.
premature ejaculation,
Okay.
delayed ejaculation,
Uh-huh.
and performance anxiety.
Back out.
Okay.
Delayed ejac. What?
What is delayed?
Delayed?
Exactly.
That's what a lot of young dudes have today because they watch too much fucking porn.
Ooh.
So they jack off too much.
They can't come at all when they're with the chick.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're just sitting there like pounding away for like an hour and fucking nothing's happening.
Poor
Wow.
bastards.
So how do you balance the porn, watching porn, and actually performing?
Is there a
sexual
healthy
act?
balance?
Yeah,
That's
is
the
Well,
real
there-
question.
okay, so
Yeah,
I
is there
don't
balance?
shoot porn anymore. I stopped shooting like 2 years ago now,
Okay.
and I started helping guys out with this stuff.
Mhm.
And the more guys I started talking to, the more I realized like how damaging being
Porn.
habitual with your porn use is to
Yeah,
guys.
for sure.
Wow.
It really fucks them up.
It's a crutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
So
living a
is it
fantasy.
actually? But is it porn or is it the jacking off to porn?
It's a bit of both.
Okay.
It's a combination of both. I mean,
Okay.
like back in our day, like when we were jacking off, it was like a fucking
Magazine,
dirty
right?
magazine.
Yeah.
Literally.
And it was the same magazine for like
I got in
6
trouble in the
years.
3rd grade for bringing a cutout of the baddest bitch I ever saw in a Playboy
Wait,
magazine.
you were jacking off in 3rd grade?
I mean, I don't know.
That's a
Already-
bit
Call
early,
me
right?
out and shit.
Yeah, already
It was
early.
definitely no. It was actually I'm sorry, it wasn't 3rd grade. It was middle school. So
Okay.
it must have been like 5th or 6th grade. But some fucking asshole ratted me out just because he thought it was gonna be funny, and I beat the shit out of him after school. But yeah, he took my fucking nudie mag, and then from there on, my parents knew I was gonna be a horny little monster, you know.
So how do you combat with that? Like with those 4 dick, you call them dick apocalypse. How do you defeat?
There's got to be
those?
a better name
can
for
you?
this.
Can
I
you
like
de-
that name. I'm
Yeah,
sticking to
can
it.
you defeat them? Like, are they?
Absolutely.
Can you
Like
beat
it's not that like. So for let's start with like say performance anxiety, right? That's kind of getting in your own head. That's the thing that affects most
What's
guys.
that? What's performance anxiety?
So that's you psyching yourself out, and your dick can't get hard.
Mm.
Most guys think,
I think
oh,
that happens when you're drunk.
Happened to me once.
Well,
when I was
that's-
drunk,
What
yeah.
happens to me when I'm not
Technically-
attracted?
technically,
Okay.
okay. So technically, if it's happening when you're drunk, that's actually more erectile dysfunction. That's the difference between the two.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like erectile dysfunction, think of it as like a plumbing problem, right?
Which
Means like
That's
the
health,
your,
that's
your
health,
blood
right?
flows off, your heart's got
Yeah,
like
that's health.
some plaque in it or something like that.
Are you calling me a fat ass? Is that what you're trying to say?
Your words, not mine.
right,
I thought we were gonna be friends, Mr. Sterling.
right.
Fuck you, sir.
But then you got that's erectile dysfunction.
Right.
Performance anxiety is when you're psyching yourself out. You're getting in your own head, like, oh, she's really, really pretty, and I'm nervous that I'm not going to be able to perform. And then
Right.
lo and behold, you don't perform,
Mhm.
right? And then you've got the other two, like delayed ejaculation, watching too much goddamn
Porn.
porn.
Yeah.
Premature ejaculation tends to come down to like, again, a half mental component and then half physical component with like your pelvic floor being imbalanced, you're being too tense and too tight.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a whole. Definitely don't have enough time
Right,
to
right,
go
right,
into detail
right.
with all of it.
That's
But,
fascinating.
but all 4 of
That's
them are
crazy.
very, very easily fixed.
Right.
Yeah, and it's only because I've been, professionally laying pipe for like 8 years.
Professionally.
Right.
All right, so hold on. So
Professionally
let's
laying pipe.
go to probably the.
You heard
I
that.
feel like most people struggle, or most people have premature. Out of the 4, that's probably the
You think
number
that?
1.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair.
Okay.
Premature
So,
ejaculation.
so let's. That would be my fair bet, because I think I know a lot of guys that don't last very long, and so
they come
and
before
that's
she come.
and that's like but that's a common thing where guys are trying to learn like Kama Sutra and all that shit. And I'm like, balance your cock with your brain and da da. I'm curious. No, but listen, we're laughing because we don't struggle from that. But I'm sure
Yeah, I'm
if
sure.
somebody
Yeah,
is,
for sure.
it sucks. I'm curious what your perspective is on something like that. What would you say to a guy that is struggling with nothing too quick?
Okay, so one really easy thing he can do is he has to pay attention to the way he's like trained his body to act, and one of the reasons why a lot of dudes will bust super quickly is because when they watch porn, they finish in like 30 seconds. They're literally training their own body to finish super quickly. Now there's other guys who will like sit there and fap for hours. They don't have that problem.
Yeah.
But the dudes who, when they watch porn, they're like 30 seconds done. They're literally
So now
training
they're
their
30-second
entire
guys.
body to respond like that. So when they have a beautiful woman in front of them, why are they surprised that they're busting and finishing so quickly?
Right.
Right? So you can completely reverse that physical anchoring, that physical training by, well, one way is literally by like practicing what you would call edging or blue balling yourself, deliberately doing it. Yeah. So you can your body can start to unlearn that response, and you can learn to when you need to understand like where that point of no return is.
Blue ball yourself.
Blue ball yourself.
Okay. Fascinating.
So look, let me. So premature ejaculation, is that before sex, or is that just coming too early or ejaculating too early?
It's really just coming before you want to.
Oh, okay.
Like
so it could be
not having control.
You heard the man. He's trying to lay the pipe down for hours.
Yeah.
Or if you
5 minutes.
If you want to lay it down for 5 minutes, then do it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, like
Ooh,
there's
come
no
on, command. Okay, Superman. Okay, Superman. Let's go.
Come on, command.
Sorry, baby. I only have 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I'm out. Oh, you know what, honey? Daddy's got some time.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a quickie here and there.
Yeah.
Well,
not
girls
at
can enjoy quickies too.
all. At all, yeah.
I feel
for
that.
sure, for sure.
Bit of passion and a bit like you know you just can't help yourself. Just
I used to
Yeah,
think
like-
the longer you could fuck, the better it was. But
No.
it turns out anything past an hour, it kind of
There's
gets
a balance.
little.
Yeah, there's a
There's
balance.
It's a little
Yeah,
bit
an hour's a
much.
long time.
An hour's
man.
too long.
An hour's a long time.
An hour's a long time if all you're doing is just the
Pounding.
That's
That's
long.
all you're doing for an hour.
You got to
Okay.
make love. Anything over an hour, you got to be making love. That's a whole different type
Well,
of
it's
intimacy.
the foreplay too. Is that included in sex too?
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
So like, okay, if you want to go for like an hour, like, okay, there's gonna be like she's gonna suck you
I'm
off for a
talking
bit. You're gonna go
assertion.
down on her for a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to do some kinky shit, like
Yeah.
tie her up, like
Yeah.
bit of role play,
Okay.
bit of dirty talk. That like
It
that
prolongs the
is an
sex.
hour.
Okay.
You know, if you're just
Yeah.
sitting there in missionary
Pounding,
position
pounding
doing
the
this
shit.
for an hour, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Like that woman is bored
Yeah.
and is numb now. She can't feel shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
I
that.
mean, unless you got a small dick, then she, doesn't really feel
So
anything.
I mean, doing porn
Just
as
saying.
long as you did it, does it affect like your relationships now, or like your interactions with women, or you feel like you're more smooth when it comes to like you?
You
kinda
know
like
what?
not
It
overzealous
kind
or
of took
anything?
away the power of sex.
You don't care about
What do you
it.
mean?
Like
Say that again.
Because most women will use sex as a power over men. They'll dangle the pussy to get what they want.
Dangle the pussy.
Like, if you've had just tons of sex,
Honey, I've been to this buffet before. I ain't seen
Yeah.
nothing new here.
that power's gone, right?
Yeah.
So it makes you more resilient as a guy when it comes to relationships and dating.
But
And
is that a
honestly,
good or a bad thing that
I think
the
it's a
pussy,
great
the
thing.
pussy has no power?
That's a great thing.
I think it's a good thing too, because it doesn't have
See,
power.
I'm
when
numb
comes
to it. I feel like,
Yeah.
especially living in Vegas, I'm just so numb to it
Yeah.
that if you can't stimulate me mentally, I really could give two shits. It's not. You can say
Yeah.
something stupid or just something that's just not on my wavelength, and I'm
So,
I agree.
I'm
so
not there.
So
I'm
you
not
think it's
there.
smart for men to kind of like not over sexualize themselves, but at some point in life, like fuck whoever they want to fuck to get it out of their system, because it prevents it makes you have sexual discipline, right?
Yeah, I mean-
because honestly, somebody might laugh at you and be like, or some women might be grossed out like, oh, you used to be a porn star, but your sexual discipline is a lot higher than other men when it's going to clubs and all that stuff. You're more smooth, like you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
and I'm not just like acting like a raging horny teenager all the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Like most guys really are. If they get any whiff of pussy,
Yeah, right.
they're just so desperate and they put
Right.
the pussy on a pedestal, man.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised, man. With my background, when women find out my background and stuff, it doesn't really turn them off.
Turns
I think
them
for
on.
males
it-
it's different.
It's more curiosity
for
than
sure,
anything else.
for sure.
They just want to ask questions and figure out what it was like. But you're absolutely right. I agree. It's for guys, it's the complete opposite.
Right.
Like if a guy finds that out about his partner, it's a massive turnoff for most guys. For most guys, I think it is.
Yeah,
I feel that.
Yeah.
Do you know your body count?
Not really. Like it's like somewhere like 600 plus
Wow.
ish, something like that.
Fuck.
Like
That's crazy.
And the only reason I know that is because I was counting like scenes as well, like when I got into the industry, and then
Does
like,
that
just before
count?
that and after that.
Does that count? Professional body count and personal body count? Do you? I mean,
Yeah, I
'cause
think
you're
they
literally
count. It's
getting
sex, right?
Well, time out. You're getting paid. You're getting paid to fuck somebody.
It's still
That's-
fucking though.
It is. It is still fucking. I'm just curious.
Can most guys get paid to fuck?
No.
No, that's even more impressive. I
So there
I
you
will
go.
never
It's an
forget.
art. It's an art.
What about a prostitute? Would you count that in your body count?
You have to.
No.
Because she might give you something that you can't get rid
Wait,
of.
you
No,
said yes?
No. Because like what? Like I mean, like with guys, they take body count as kind of like a badge of honor in a weird
Yeah,
way.
you gotta
which I
earn
don't
that
actually.
shit.
I don't actually agree with that. I don't think that's like something to measure your self-esteem by.
I don't think it's hold on. I don't think it's a measuring of self-esteem. I think it's more of like the hunt. It's more getting the kill.
Well, yeah, that's the point. Is like
If
it's,
you're
it's a
going
measure of
out
your
and you're
ability-
dropping somebody off at a bar and you're going, meet a new bitch, boom, take her home, and you. You know what I'm saying?
it's a skill.
That's a
It's
that
a
is
skill
that
set.
is a confirmed kill in my book. If you go out and you go to a bar and you're like, "Hey, baby, how much?" and she's like, $400, and you say
That's not a
okay,
skill
and
set to me.
That's not
That-
okay.
that doesn't
okay,
count.
but that's my point.
Yeah,
Is
that
that you?
doesn't count.
How can you add that into a body count if that takes no effort? Anybody can fucking do that.
So
Exactly.
you
It's
feel
the-
like
it's the lack
body
of effort.
counts?
Yeah.
I feel like
Comes down
body
to
counts
effort.
have to be added
Effort.
into the whole the hunt of the game. That's like going to a safari and saying you killed a lion when the motherfucker was tranquilized.
But
Like,
how
what the
many
fuck?
chicks do you feel like you
Like,
actually?
you're not hunting shit.
Yeah.
You're hunting a fucking sponge.
Yeah, that's true.
But do you feel like getting pussy for certain cats is easy, so they may not put in no
Okay,
effort.
but that's the skill.
Yeah.
That's my point. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
if you got swag
Right.
and I don't,
Right.
then fuck, you got game. I gotta learn game. It's
Yeah,
nothing. It's
right.
nothing wrong. You just learned in a better scenario. I didn't have somebody to teach me, so now I got to go out and watch fucking YouTube videos or however the fuck
Right.
people learn how to. Bro, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's all about trial and error. You don't understand how to talk to women or be comfortable around women until you get shot down or until you learn that path of like, okay, they like when I talk about this. They definitely don't like when I say something about their boobs.
Right.
They like when I compliment their fucking eyes. They hate when I say they have a nice ass.
Right.
There's, you know what I'm saying? You got to learn the boundaries. And then once you get there, instead of, damn, baby, that's a nice ass, you go, wow, you have a beautiful smile.
Right.
You know, can I offer to buy you a drink?
Right.
That
So
kind of shit.
What do you think like the best approach is for a man, like giving them advice? Like
Oh,
when
give
it comes
pickup lines.
Yeah,
I wanna
when,
hear
when
these.
it comes to women, like how what's
You mean when it comes to like just attracting a woman in the first place?
yeah, like what's your advice to men when they have a problem attracting women?
Get blue eyes like this.
They
Just
do,
zoom in
they
right
do
here.
help.
That's
Blue
rare.
eyes.
Zoom in.
Blue eyes
Just
is
zoom in
1%.
right here. I bet. Look, I bet this guy's just at the bar and just like,
Yeah, those eyes help for sure.
just hit him with a little pinky.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt at all. Then the accent kind of helps a bit too.
The accent.
sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's a game changer too.
Yeah, but your accents kill it in Australia
Really?
as well. That's just,
So
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
going
yeah.
to Australia.
yeah,
Okay.
like
No, it's mine.
that's
No.
we used to go out to the clubs and stuff, and when like the American Navy came into town,
Yeah.
we just all right, we're going home.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
These boys are just gonna clean up.
yeah.
Wow.
Every time.
Australia's
That's
a
amazing.
vibe.
So what would your best advice be? Like what's like the 101? Like talking to a chick 101.
Yeah,
Well,
say you're at a bar or club.
Like you have to. I'd start with yourself, man. Like you got to start with yourself. Like if you're low on self-esteem, it's because you realize there's something in your life that you need to work on. Like so, maybe you're self-conscious about your body weight. Hit the fucking gym for a start.
Right.
Maybe you're self-conscious about the fact that you're broke. Well, maybe you should learn skills and start leveling up your finances. You know, maybe you're not very charming. Maybe you're not very socially skilled.
Sure.
All right. Well, then start real simple and give every old lady you see a compliment.
Oh man, that's a
Right?
great one.
Because being social and charming it's kind of like a muscle.
Yeah.
Like you got to train
Sure,
it.
sure.
Like most people don't start the day very very social.
Right.
If you
Force yourself.
if you
My day started in
you
the
hop in
gym. It's social.
start in the gym, say hi to everyone you see.
Literally.
Get in the elevator in your apartment, say hi to everyone who walks in and out of the elevator.
Yeah.
Like it's literally a muscle like that builds up across the day, and
Right,
then
right.
okay, when it's time to go to the club in the evening or whatever,
Just gotta be comfortable.
you're like now at like a 7, 8 out of 10 when you were like a 1 at the start of the day.
Absolutely.
You
confident.
know, it's
Confidence.
about being relaxed and taking those
Yeah.
nerves away because that's a lot of the problem that guys have. They come across creepy if they're just nervous and they're like outcome dependent too. That's another big thing.
Right.
If I need this to go well, there's a problem. Women are so good at picking up that creepy vibe.
Yeah.
Facts.
They'll know for us in a second. Like this guy's got an agenda. He's
Yeah.
He's trying to get my pants, and they kind of do know that if any guy's talking.
I mean,
to them,
they know
kinda
we
wanna
all
get
trying to
pants,
get in their
but
pants
they
at
don't.
some
They don't
point,
want it to
right?
be so obvious. They don't want to feel like a
You
piece of
have
meat.
to be subtle.
Yeah.
You gotta be subtle. You gotta be smooth. You gotta have sort of a finesse
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
It's an art. It
Yeah.
really is. It really is an art.
Yeah. You just gotta be like, yo, take those off. Like that.
Damn. just like that,
guy.
ladies and gentlemen. Take those off. Just
Say
like
that in Australia, where you'll clean up.
That's
Can you
it.
see yourself being in a monogamous relationship?
Well,
Do you think
So
men
I'm-
today are built for monogamy?
I'm not
Are they?
gonna be monogamous.
Okay.
I mean, I'm currently in 3 monogamous relationships. If that
Whoa.
makes sense.
Do they all know about each other?
They know that I have other girls. They don't
Okay.
meet. They don't meet each other, but
Okay.
they know that I'm not exclusive.
Are they all in the same place or different places?
They're in different places.
And why
Okay,
is that?
smart.
Do you feel as if
Smart.
you just don't want to be that guy that's in a monogamous relationship, or they don't
Yeah,
suit you?
I've cheated on every girlfriend I've ever had,
Got you.
and I knew that at a very early age. I was like,
Right.
yeah, this is not like I can't do that,
Too many
Right.
flavors in the ice cream shop, huh, bud?
bro. It's just I
I
think
hear ya.
I think it's honestly in every guy.
Okay.
It is.
Really? I just think a lot of guys suppress
said
it.
that.
Don't get me in trouble.
I said that. I said it's
Time
in
out,
every guy. It's in every guy.
I'll preface this though,
It's in
because
every
we've
guy.
had these conversations before, and I will say it's not every guy. It's every guy in our generation now. Our dads never dealt with this shit. You know why?
They have
Because
social
when they
media.
hit our moms, they were like, "Damn, I ain't never gonna see some pussy like this ever again." They need to lock this shit down.
I disagree with that. You know how
Why?
Before the internet, you know what? Like dudes would have a whole another family in a different city.
Literally
100%.
That shit
But
still
at the
happens.
same time,
social
no,
media.
no. Yes. No. Yes. What the fuck? Bro, I know guys that literally have machines that just do it automatically.
Wow.
So time out. When we're talking about, you got Tinder, Bumble, Raya, fucking Hinge. I could go on for fucking days, bro. Seeking arrangements where people can literally pay for pussy. Okay, so you're telling me that my dumbass dad had more access to pussy than me? Absolutely the fuck not.
You know what? I'll say he probably had a better shot than the average guy does
100%.
today. Because those dating apps you're just talking about right there, 90% of dudes are getting no fucking action.
Really?
A
Literally. You can look
lot
at
of
this is
profiles are empty
You can
too.
look at dating app data
Again, today,
Yeah.
right now,
So I'm
sure.
saying, so
When these
because
shits
of
came
that,
out,
because of those dating apps and things, it's really skewed the way what you would call the dating marketplace.
I just think the accessibility, Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah.
TikTok, Twitter.
But think
Bro,
about-
you can
Pussy
shoot
is everywhere,
you can
yeah.
shoot your shot with the girl of your dreams that you see on TikTok, and she might just message you back.
But for 99% of dudes, she's going to ignore his ass.
Okay.
However,
But
in
there
your-
is
in
still
your-
a 1%.
however, in your dad's generation, everyone wasn't on their phones. They were actually outside, mingling and meeting people.
Yeah, you had to have a fucking personality.
I have talked to some of the elders in my family who've, as they've gotten older, they've been a bit more forthcoming with what they did as younger men.
Yeah.
They were still fucking, man. They were still they
not
were
saying they
happily
weren't.
married, but they would have the occasional bit of side.
Right.
Okay, okay.
I'm not saying they weren't, and it definitely, I'm sure, was a lot easier to get away with. What I am trying to say is that the accessibility and options and the variance that you have at the touch of your face, you can literally
It's
be
a lot
sleeping.
more now.
You can be
Temptation is at
sleeping in
the-
the bed next to your girl and just
Swiping.
swiping away.
I agree with that. The
That's
temptation,
crazy.
the temptation
Temptation
is
is
greater. I
there,
do agree
yeah.
with that.
1,000 times
Temptation is
greater.
greater. I just don't think the average guy. I mean, you guys are obviously not average. You're obviously exceptional, above
Thanks,
the average
bud.
person, right? Because you get attention.
Thanks.
You get attention, right? That attention is the coin in today's
Sure.
world,
Right.
right? That's the currency in today's world. You've got
But
big
that's
social
why
media,
people
big
are on
followers.
OnlyFans, because that's their way of getting attention. They can pay $5 for a subscription for the baddest bitch that they know to talk to them and have a. They're not even gonna fuck this girl. They just want to have a relationship where they talking to somebody.
Yep.
Little do they know, at the end of the day, they're not even talking to those creators
Nope.
most of the time. Once they're big
Nope.
enough, we have people in the Philippines that just run and we train them. We give them booklets this thick, and this is how they have emojis, and this is how they do this and that. And bro, there's so many different ways that you're literally getting catfish just by thinking that you have companionship now.
Oh, yeah.
So it's scary. I
Yeah.
don't think. I think in the next 5 to 10
So
years,
you're- I mean-
kids won't be able to fucking.
So you're basically
talk in
saying that
person.
our
They won't be able
parents
to know how to have like real
it
life
wasn't
conversations.
pussy wasn't like accessible as it is now, but he's saying they still had the same temptation and it's still the same options.
They
just 'cause
still-
they were more social.
I
They
think
still-
the
they-
temptations
They
increased.
yeah,
still.
exactly.
I agree
That's
with
all.
that.
That's it.
Temptations
Temptations
increased.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
the
especially
odds are
because
still the same though, because and again,
It's hit or
definitely
miss.
feel like our parents' generation has more game than us.
Yeah.
In an accumulative average,
yeah,
I'd say
face to face,
just
way
face
more
to face.
charming.
just because of that, because of this, we are inhibited,
Yeah.
and we're raised to be fucking sucked into these little matrices of social media. But with our dude, I'll never forget. I went to the strip club for the first time with my dad. And I just remember, I never seen him spit game in like a real life setting. And I'm watching him maneuver, and I'm like, damn, okay, old man's got juice. But I would have never known that had I not seen him, put back on the field in the hunt. So I feel like it's good for every man once in a while to go out and experience that and get that adrenaline rush, even if you're just getting someone a drink or going out and, shaking the rust off. But if you can't communicate to somebody face to face and look a woman in their eye, or even talk to another guy at the bar comfortably without seeing him as, a threat or whatever it is, just be social and be open with people. And I feel like that's the best thing that people can come from or learn from, coming from this kind of technology space.
Well, so what were you gonna say, Coop?
I was going to add to that. I was going to say that, like, I think it genuinely makes men feel better
Yeah.
and feel greater self-esteem when they're talking to women.
Right.
Even if it doesn't lead to anything, just by being a flirtatious guy.
Hearing that sound of like a woman being satisfied, or just like the joy, like, oh, thank you, the subtle things that you can pick up, and even just a light touch at a bar, something like that where you're not engaging, they are. All right, cool. Like, if I wanted to, I could. Really
I've still
shoot
got
a shot
it.
Here. Yeah. I could shoot a shot here.
Yeah.
Good game, everybody. Hit the lockers.
Right.
And you know what? Like, a guy knowing that, let's say a guy's in a long-term relationship, happily married or whatever, girlfriend, whatever, and he gets that occasional ping of like, oh yeah, I've still got it.
Yeah.
That's gonna make his dynamic back at
It'll
home
keep him right.
way better, because
he's gonna go home and fuck her brains out. You're like, I'm a king.
literally,
sure.
literally, that's it. Like, he's gonna go home, feel like the fucking man.
Yeah.
Prove that he's a fucking man
It's
in the
a
bedroom.
confidence booster. I 100% agree. That
And then
natural
she ain't gonna disrespect him either, which is a big thing too. Because if
Sure.
guys get lackadaisical, if guys get lazy, guys get
lose
their self-esteem, lose their swag.
Yeah.
Then what happens? Well, she starts bitching about him not taking the trash out, whining, complaining about things like this.
Yeah.
And he gets cucked in the relationship.
Yeah, right.
But if he keeps that swag about him,
Fuck
okay,
me.
much better.
Yeah, the women's always gonna be attracted to you. That's why it's good to go to the gym and always stay fresh and always be attractive.
Bro, these
Because
are
your
great
girl
points.
always be attractive.
Yeah.
Bro, you can't, like, being a man.
You can't lose yourself.
Do you know the story of the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland?
No.
I hope I'm not fucking this up.
You said the Red Queen?
The Red Queen is a character in Alice in Wonderland, and she has to run as fast as she possibly can to stay in the exact same place.
Okay.
That's her character, and that's what it's like being a dude. You have to constantly work
today's
on
age, for
something
sure.
Always.
to stay where you are. Right? If you
Literally.
stop working, stop going to the gym, you stop making money, you stop networking and socializing, you go down real fast.
That's because there's so many motherfuckers right under you nipping at your feet.
It's true.
Right.
Being a
If
man's
you don't keep
competition,
up-
man. It's competition.
Listen, I didn't really understand this until the past few years. Like, the older I get, it's funny because once I've exited my 20s and I look back, I'm like, fuck. There are guys that are 18, 19, and they're pushing millions a month or doing whatever just via Roblox or just gaming.
Yeah, but things change since then. Though,
But
so
but
you
but
gotta
my
also-
point being is that it's fascinating to see the stuff that we were told coming up. That's not a real shit. That's not real.
Yeah,
like,
it's
I don't
taboo.
care how good you were at
Yeah.
GoldenEye. That's not a real
Yeah,
job.
it's taboo.
Nowadays, it's
Yeah,
like,
like,
shit, you're good at Call of
yeah.
Duty. Get one of those
Make some
gaming
money
chairs,
at it,
pile
yeah.
on fucking 100 pounds, get a sponsorship from Doritos, and play 24 hours a day.
Sponsorship.
But bro, that's listen. It's crazy to think that what we were as kids, playing street football and shit. Now it's like, bro, everything's online or everything's via phone. So I'm curious to see what the next generation's coming up, like how their toughness is going to be.
They're nowhere near as tough, I guarantee that.
It won't
Yeah,
be
facts.
there. It
But you know what the
won't
funny
be
thing is, in those environments, like the esports world, there's groupies still.
Sure.
there.
These
Yeah.
dudes, they're not going with that pussy. They're like the biggest nerds, technically.
they're definitely getting
They're
pussy,
still
but
getting pussy.
Anime pussy.
They're getting all kinds of pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting the gamer girls.
They, literally.
Gamer girls are bad. Shout out
So-
to the gamer girls.
So is watching porn a bad thing for men?
For guys, I think so. Yeah. I think porn is
In
like
moderation.
porn is a vice like anything else, right? If I give a certain man a bottle of whiskey, it'll ruin his life, and he'll end up under an underpass, homeless, broke, right? That is the same for basically every vice,
Yeah, but you give him a shot and he can party with you all night.
right? Well, somebody else, if I give him a shot, he's fine. So that's the
Right,
point I'm trying to make. Some guys, they'll consume porn, it won't fuck them up. Other guys, they'll just go down this dark rabbit hole,
Right.
and they'll never get out of it.
Yeah.
It'll they'll ruin their motivation in every aspect of their life. They'll do nothing with their life. They'll have no aspirations or dreams and goals. They won't pursue shit.
Yeah, because I've never jacked off before.
It's good for you.
You serious?
Never.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've never jacked
I
off
don't buy
before.
that.
No, I'm dead ass.
I'll buy that.
Oh, I'm dead ass. I've
Stop
never.
beating
jacked
my
off.
meat before I came here.
I've never jacked off. It's never
here.
porn or
You've never
I have
watched
a healthy
porn?
relationship with that shit,
porn or
man.
masturbation has never been my thing.
So you've never watched porn?
I mean, I've seen porn, but I don't watch it. It's
So you're
totally
subscribed to
different
some
I don't watch porn
OnlyFans.
either. I
no, I don't do none of that.
Try
It's
to call
not-
him out.
Yeah, no, it's just
Bro, it's
just,
okay. I don't watch porn
just
either.
not
I
my
just
thing,
skip through
yeah.
the parts that I
yeah.
like, and then I
I've
finish.
seen porn.
That breaks my heart.
No,
All that acting.
I've seen
Bro,
porn, but I don't
You know how
watch
many
it.
hours we spend on set doing the dialogue?
I'm in a
just gonna-
character for this
Oh,
shit.
I'm just gonna skip over this.
Yeah, I go right. I like now that they have the benchmarks where it's like mouth, anal.
But
right?
you wanna know what?
They
The
timestamp
cool-
it now.
They have
I
it
do
broken out
feel
on
like-
YouTube. It's beautiful.
I definitely feel
God,
like
shit.
masturbation isn't a good thing for men. I don't
Is
feel like
it?
it's good. I don't think it's a good thing.
I don't think it is either.
I don't give a fuck
So
what
you-
it is. I'm gonna
I
go to
agree,
the
yeah.
topic. I want to hear one last point. And we'll wrap this up because we're getting way too off the rails here. We're talking about porn, the horn dog. I want to know what your best advice for men coming up today is, and how, how men can come into watching this podcast and learn something or hear something from you that can inspire them into doing something different that they're already doing.
Good question. I think the number one skill you can learn as a young man is stress tolerance. So if you look at everybody who is successful, they are able to solve problems, make money, work long hours,
Well under pressure.
grind
Right.
under pressure,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Tolerance to stress. Like the number of podcasts I've seen you guys crank out today, right? The average YouTuber doesn't do that much work. I'm really, really impressed. So it's like, but you're able to keep going, that stress tolerance. It doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
You're used to it, right? If you look at, this is why I respect professional fighters as well. I've got a lot of friends who used to fight.
Sure.
That's mad stress tolerance.
Oh, yeah.
My line of work, what I used to do, sitting around with all these lights and cameras and a bunch of dudes watching you
Fuck.
get your dick out, and their paycheck depends upon it. It's a stressful environment.
Right.
You have to be comfortable
Right.
accepting that stress and get used to
So
it
how
and
do you
continue
build?
work.
How do you build that stress?
By
relief?
putting yourself into uncomfortable situations deliberately.
Give people a couple scenarios.
Well, you become comfortable in the uncomfortable. So, one real basic thing: going up to that pretty girl at the bar.
I knew he was going there.
Every
Right?
time.
Think about
That's the most uncomfortable situation for any
time.
man.
But
Especially
think
when
about
you're with
every
friends.
aspect of your life, right?
Yeah.
So that'd be relationships, right? Going up to that pretty girl that you would intimidated to talk to, doing some really, really heavy squats with good form, something that kind of scares you a little bit, or having like a personal trainer really push you in the gym, right? Like health wise, sticking out a tough diet and committing to it, even though you're hungry and you hate the taste of
Challenging.
lettuce.
Yeah.
Doing
You know,
something challenging.
these
that
are all
you're not
things
used
that
to.
that deliberately push
Keeping
you
your body
out of
in
your
stress,
comfort zone.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right,
That's
so
awesome.
I appreciate the time. Tell people where they can find you. What's the best avenue for them to keep up with what you're doing?
Cool. My Instagram is @Cooper Stirling. My YouTube is probably where I'm most active. Is if you just type in Stirling Cooper, I'll come up on YouTube. You'll find a ton of stuff from me, a bunch of free advice in regards to any aspect in the bedroom.
Nice.
And my Twitter is @StirlingWisdom.
Tell them where they can find you.
At the creator on Instagram, it's spelled THECR38TOR.
Sean?
Sean Mike Kelly, thanks for tuning in this week. Digital Social Hour. See you guys next week.
Peace.